Media and democracy. In a democracy, the media plays a very important role in providing news and discussing events taking place in the country and the world. It is on the basis of this information that citizens can, for example, learn how government works. And often, if they wish to, they can take action on the basis of these news stories. Some of the ways in which they can do this is by writing letters to the concerned minister, organizing a public protest, starting a signature campaign, asking the government to rethink its program, etc. Given the role that the media plays in providing information, it is important that the information be balanced. The fact that if you had read either newspaper, you would only know one side of the story. If you had read the news of India, you would most likely think of the protesters as a nuisance. They're disrupting traffic and continually polluting the city with their factories leaves you with a bad impression about them. But on the other hand, if you had read the story in the India Daily, you would know that the protests are because of a lot of livelihoods will be lost if the factories close because the relocation efforts have not been adequate. Neither of these stories is a balanced report. A balanced report is one that discusses all points of view of a particular story and then leaves it to the readers to make up their minds. Writing a balanced report, however, depends on the media being independent. An independent media means that no one should control and influence its coverage of news. No one should tell the media what can be included and what should not be included in a news story. An independent media is important in a democracy. As you read above, it is on the basis of the information that the media provides that we can take action as citizens. So it is important that this information is reliable and not biased. However, the reality is that media is far from independent. This is mainly because of two reasons. The first is the control that the government has on the media. When the government prevents either a news item or scenes from a movie or the lyrics of a song from being shared with the larger public, this is referred to as censorship. There have been periods in Indian history when the government censored the media. The worst of these was the emergency between 1975 to 1977. While the government does continue to censor films, it does not really censor the media's coverage of news. Despite the absence of censorship by the government, most newspapers nowadays still fail to provide a balanced story. The reasons for this are complicated. Persons who research the media have said that this happens because business houses control the media. At times, it is in the interest of these businesses to focus on only one side of the story. Media's continual need for money and its links to advertising means that it becomes difficult for media to be reporting against people who give them advertisements. Media is thus no longer considered independent because of its close links to business. Besides the above, the media also tends to focus on a particular aspect of a story because they believe this makes the story interesting. Also, if they want to increase public support for any issue, they often do this by focusing on one side of a story.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Divya Patel and I, with my friends Amay Desai, Darpan Dave and Taranga Aswin, we have came here to take an interview of one of the faculty members of SAS College, Sahil Srivastava, and he is the faculty member of Science Politics Department. So we are going to now take an interview on politics. Politics and Corruption, and our main topic is on JNU, Jawaharlal Nehru University. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, explain the statement nationalism creates as many problems as it solves.
Ultimately, if I want to tell you about the nationalism, first of all, the feeling of nationalism is really a very awareness concept for the Indian citizen. Because Indian citizen must understand the first and foremost duty for the citizen is the feeling of nationalism.
Why do crimes against women persist in 21st century?
If we are talking about the crime versus woman, woman is not, the people are not aware with the Indian tradition, Indian culture, Indian mythology. Even they are doing the crime, even they don't understand the person can take birth from the woman. So it still requires the awareness for the women to understand our rich and traditional culture. That will reduce the problem of the human crime.
Sir, comparatively, we feel more safe in Gujarat also as compared to
Gujarat is one of the best states because here a lot of the business and the business cultural class is here. So people are always busy. People have no time as compared to the Uttar Pradesh, as we have to say. Because Uttar Pradesh, Jharkhand, we are getting the research that crime cases are there more. That is one of the basic culture. We actually get from the research.
Sir, what do you think role of leadership is main point involved in Indian politics?
Very good question. Because if I want to say the skill of good leadership is getting from the Narendra Modi, because he is working. The people are saying so many negative factor, positive factor, but ultimately the person is doing very well for the India, and he is taking all the decision in the favor of the Indian citizens, and ultimately he is doing the well as compared to the old tradition of our Indian leadership. Okay, next question.
Why do students of JNU work for anti-national and aim for India's destruction?
Actually, that is one of the great known college of politics in India, and that college is doing what? They have practical studies. The person has rights. The person has a freedom to express his own voice, to express his own freedom of speech and expression. But ultimately, that is what one culture of the political party. And the culture of political party means what? Someone is doing a favor of the government, and another one is what? Doing struggle for the power. So for the struggle for power, it is a politics, and it means to go against for the majority power. So it will be always happen, not even in the JNU, but it will be happen in the future also. It has not the end, and it is not happen in the JNU, but it is happened in the every state. The regional political parties always doing against in front of the majority party. For example, Congress and BJP, what they are saying each other, we are not focusing, but why we are focusing to the JNU? That is a matter.
How do some JNU students become so anti-national after joining the institution?
Because I am thinking, first of all, they are getting the opportunity to get at the national level, and the JNU is located in the Delhi, and in the Delhi, all the administration, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha is there. So if he is doing something anti-national, he will get easily in the limelight on the ground of the politics. So if we are doing at the place of the capital of our country, so we will get very easily opportunity on the ground of the politics.
What is the reason of JNU being in limelight for anti-national activities?
I want to say JNU is always in the limelight because that is one of the well-known institutes and very cheap institute in India, because every year government is paying 500 crore rupees to the JNU for the development. So it is always a very good college, but for the political studies, what happened? All the international countries are paying lot of money for the internship and all another activities or even the foreign political tools. So they are getting the very easily coordination with that organizations. So that is why JNU is growing more today. Means ultimately they are getting a lot of opportunity for the students because all the administration departments are in the Delhi, so they have to meet a very easily accessibility. We are far, that is why we are getting very far. That is one of the problems.
Why are people criticizing BJP for JNU anti-national incident?
Because if I want to say BJP is doing criticism to the anti-nationalism, but as a teacher of political science, what I am thinking, everyone have to do the criticism of the anti-national person because in the beginning of this session I telling the first and foremost duty of feeling of nationalism to every citizen of the country. So that BJP had also expressed its first and foremost duty for the nation.
Politics should be a part of educational institution or not?
I want to say I have to keep politics very far to the education because I need to say shouldn't have to do revolution. It's a time to fight for freedom again. If we lose this opportunity, we will lose the future generation and time. We need to do fight against for the politics on the ground of the education. That is what I want to say.
So sir, today if we see in society also, if we are not getting what exactly we want or what we want to do work, so everyone thinks that if the work is not going to be done, we should give us bribe or we should do a corruption. Why that mentality is not changing from...
Actually, I want to go with the Swami Vivekananda. He is always saying the two things: do good and be good. That comes in the ultimately everything covered. Because I want to tell you, Swami Vivekananda always says there are the two type person in this on this earth. First is wise, and second is overwise, not otherwise. Because the problem is what the person need to more aware. Nowadays what happens? Those people are getting the money and getting power. They are doing what? They are sitting very silently and they are not doing any kind of helping or any kind of solving the problem of poor people on the ground of society. So these are the major problems in the society. We need to improve, resolve.
Thank you, sir.
Start. Hello friends, today we are here to take an interview of Riddhi Vashi ma'am, who is a teacher in Department of Civil Engineering. We are going to take a video on the illegal construction format. So let's ask the question and what she says.
What is behind illegal construction?
See, there is no one particular person behind this construction. We cannot, we cannot blame any one person for that. This is the whole population and the whole construction persons who are, what we can say, that running for the money, right? Because we know that the real estate market is going too much high, because people know that we can earn more money in that thing. Because the reason behind that is the politicians also, the common people also, the construction also, the civil engineers also, the whole people are, what we can say, whole people are responsible for these things, right? Because when the construction is on the site, then what will happen? They have to take the permissions of that. So what will happen to that? If they want to take the permission, they have to purchase the land. For purchasing the land, if nobody will be ready for that, then they will give the money for that. the more money, right? So what will happen? The person who is the owner of that, they will, if he will get the more money, then he is ready for that, right? The second thing is that when plan is done, the elevation section or whole thing is done, they will also get the money from the civil engineers, right, and the owners, right? And after the plan and construction has been done, if the building is ready for that thing, the actual price is more higher than the price which is on the paper, right? So behind that thing, they will get the money, and for that the whole thing is then I think if the procedure is that much lengthy that anybody not get it how to do that, and if it will take the more time, and if it will take the more time, then the consuming of the time, consuming of the material, then the persons, then the laborers, and every day they have to give the money to the laborers. So if the day will high, then the money which they have to give to the laborers, that will also increase, right? So that thing they have to do in the minimum time, so that they can get the more money, and they have to give the less money. So we cannot blame any one person for that. I think that everybody is responsible behind that.
Again,
So there are many types of illegal construction. It's like if someone takes an permission to build a 5-floor building, and then if extra material is then it builds 7 to 10 floors, and the government sometimes do not check it or see that whether the building is properly constructed or not. So when some natural calamity occurs or some problem at the time of building occurs, so who is responsible for it?
See, it is the best thing that I feel personally that it is the based on the illiteracy also, because the person who is basically a civil engineer or who is basically an architect or they will always go on through all the codes and all the procedures and plan and section. But in India we know that very well anytime not the civil engineers will construct, right? The people who is illiterate, they are doing the construction for their past days or more than 30 years, right? Before that thing, the engineers were not civil engineers basically. Those who are not civil engineers, they are also in the field of that this construction done, right? So if they are not civil engineering, they will not get the whole thing about the technical things, right? What the problems will happen when the natural calamities will be there. But as a civil engineer, we know that if the natural calamities will be occurred, then what will be there? What will be the issues after that thing, right? So we will think of that. But the people who is illiterate and who is not known about the civil engineering, they will not get everything. But it is the problem of the survival. So we cannot stop that person that you cannot do these things, you cannot do these things. Yes, as a civil engineers and as a part of this country, we have to do these natural things that we can do. But anybody is not getting this because all are what we can say, all is for money, right? People are doing this and buying, people are doing getting all the things and money, and what we can do that if we are getting that, in which field we can get more money, right? And nowadays we can get the more money in the terms of the real estate and in the terms of the traffic. So everybody goes into that, whether it is a civil engineer or not, or whether it is that. If it is the problem of any politicians or any other people who is in that thing, so that based on if I am constructing the 2-story building nowadays, right? So after 2-story building, if anybody will get that area, we can build this 3-story also, and if I will construct the shopping mall, then they will get the more money. But if it will be the residential building, then they will not get the more money, right? Because after giving that building to residential building to anyone, they will not get anything. But if it is the shopping mall, then every month they will get the benefit and rent of that thing. So it will be beneficial to them, and that's why it is the things, and we cannot stop this